Harwick died February 15th, 2020, 2 years and a day after host Drew Carey brought her on his show, The Price is Right, on Valentine's Day in 2018 to introduce her to the public as his fiancée. If convicted of her murder, Pursehouse faces life in prison. Matt and Misty are still here. You know, prosecutors argued that Purshouse's claim that he was just there to talk to her, he was so depressed he was going to use the syringe of nicotine to kill himself. They point out he wore gloves, he brought a rope. There's evidence he strangled her. And by the way, if she really did fall off the balcony by accident, why didn't he call 911 for help? Matt?
Well, not only that, but if he's there to commit suicide, he's so distraught that he's going to kill himself in front of this woman, and then she dies because of him, and now everything's cool. Like, it makes no logical sense. Plus, if you listen to the jail tape when his friends visited him, it is also very chilling. He's laughing. He's saying, "Hey, guys, I'm never getting out." You know, he doesn't say, "Hey, this whole thing's a horrible accident." He is, I watched this closing argument. I think the prosecution did a great job. He's, if you want me to predict, he's going down fast, and he's going to get life in prison.
Well, they didn't even put on a defense.
They didn't put on a defense. They were in a situation where they're just going to have to say this is not proved beyond a reasonable doubt. But we know there was a lot to this case. And to me, the prosecution's close was so effective because they focused on the planning, the preparation, the lying in wait. That really undercuts the argument that he has depression, he's not thinking clearly, and he's taking this extreme act to speak with her, and this is an accident. So I thought the prosecution did an excellent job.
Well, and by the way, he was just there to speak to her. She sent her last text message at 1:02 a.m. At 1:08 a.m., 6 minutes later, her downstairs roommate is running to the neighbors for help because he's heard something. He doesn't know at that point she's already fallen. We're talking 6 minutes. There is no time for any conversation. You don't break into somebody's home to talk to them. You call them up and say, "Can we meet?" or something, right? Which there's no sign he did.
No, that 6-minute time frame, that's really critical and key. And you saw the prosecution lay out that timeline. Interestingly enough, those very tapes that you spoke about, those jailhouse conversations, the defense used them in their closing, trying to refute that they were actually admissions of guilt. But I have to say, I'm on board with you on this one. I don't think we see a long jury deliberation.
There doesn't, by the way, if you buy his argument that he was depressed and just wanted her back and just wanted to talk to her and maybe kill himself if she said no, there isn't any sign of depression, or he's not upset when he's sitting in jail talking to his friends. He's, you know, like, "Oh my God, the love of my life, the woman I've been obsessing about for, 7 years, 8 years is dead." Nothing.
No, there's no remorse expressed, and I mean, there's nothing that gets a woman back into your life than breaking into her house and strangling her, right? I mean, it's just, it's absurd.
Yeah.
The defense is doing everything I think that they can do, but
they don't have a case to deal with at this point.
They don't.
His DNA is under her fingerprints or fingernails. Why would it be there?
Right. The physical signs of strangulation are unique. It's called petechial hemorrhaging in eyes, and there's a bone in everybody's neck that you can pretty much only break either in car accidents when you impact the steering wheel or from manual strangulation. And she had all of that.
And she had that?
Yes.
You wouldn't get that from falling off a balcony?
No. And
right.
especially not petechiae in the eye. It's kind of a no-brainer.
Matt Murphy, Misty Marris, thanks so much for weighing in on both those cases tonight. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.